All right, so good afternoon. How's it going?
Hey, Sanders, I'm doing okay.
Good. All right, so the purpose of this meeting is to discuss your personal project. I am your personal project sponsor, so I'm kind of going to be walking you through this process as far as your personal project goes. So, at minimum, through this time, we're going to meet at least 3 times. So once in September, once in October, and once in November to discuss your personal project and to answer any questions or to clarify anything that you have about your personal project.
Okay.
All right. So kind of what we're going to do today is I'm going to, of course, discuss your topic with you and ask you any clarifying questions I might have about that topic so that we can both be on the same page about where your focus or where your vision is with this topic and this personal project. And then I'm also going to ask you some questions that might help you in your process of thinking about how to kind of roll out this personal project or where to find resources or research and things like that.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, talk to me a little bit about your personal project statement or this topic. And what are your thoughts concerning why you chose this topic?
My topic I chose was how we can stop discrimination against global countries. I just feel like there's a lot of discrimination against immigration,
Okay.
and I want to kind of, just speak on that because I have a huge heart or huge concern when it comes to that.
Okay, good. So, I think the wording of this topic to begin with is a little wonky. It says, how can we stop discrimination against global countries? But then when you're talking to me, you kind of gave a clearer vision. So if you could rewrite this topic again to more clearly explain your thoughts specifically, what would that look like?
How can we stop discrimination against immigrants in the United States?
Hey, that's awesome. Good. That's really good. Yeah, thank you for writing that down for me.
Okay.
Good. All right. So, what types of databases or resources or research do you think you need to do in order to be able to complete this paper that you have to write?
My dad works with a few immigrants himself. I thought about maybe interviewing a few of them.
Okay.
And then also there's these newspaper articles that I found that actually talks about immigration. And then I was going to ask my mom to probably take me to the library.
Okay.
And I know they probably have stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good start. So I think that this topic is obviously something that is very much in the now as far as immigration is concerned and people in the United States, and it's kind of a hot topic right now across the country. So where other places do you think you can find resources?
I don't know actually.
All right, so how about maybe newspapers, like articles from maybe the Wall Street Journal?
Okay.
Do you know a lot about actual immigration laws or the things that are trying to be passed within certain states, predominantly even Texas, just because, we are sharing that border with Mexico? Do you know anything about what politicians are saying or what's going on inside of the Senate right now or anything like that?
No, not a lot, no.
Okay, so it might be a really good idea to maybe do some research about the government laws and what it says on immigration and finding some resources, maybe through the state capitol or in Austin, places like that, even contacting your local representatives or local senators. A lot of times big politicians might not necessarily have a lot of time, but we do have representatives for this area, including Fort Worth and Southeast Fort Worth, that I'm sure you could find our representative's name and maybe put in a phone call to his office to see if he would have time to answer some of your questions.
Do you know what that rep will be called?
You know what? I don't necessarily. It would just be our state representative in this area.
Okay.
And looking up, maybe just Googling state representative in Fort Worth, Texas, and seeing if you could find a map of the lines and someone that would represent where Mighty High School is or even where your home is.
Okay.
Would be your state representative.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's probably a really good place to start. So, knowing that this immigration is kind of a hot topic and a hot button issue in the United States, what do you know about that has already been done in the United States regarding immigration?
I know that there's been like immigration rallies. I know that there's like been boycotts. Like remember that boycott, like where everybody didn't go to school that one year,
Yeah.
last year, and then everybody could work. So I know that's kind of like a hot topic, but I honestly don't know of any more. I'm quite sure there may be campaigns or something like that, but I'm still kind of like doing my research.
Yeah, I think part of your research could definitely be about the types of movements or campaigns or initiatives people have put together for immigration. And so looking into that would be a really good idea.
Okay.
So this project is kind of twofold, right? You have this paper that's going to document your research and the people that you talk to and the things that you do while trying to actually enact this project. So the second half of this personal project is that you're actually doing something that affects the community or the people around you. And so my question for you would be, do you think you would want to do to raise awareness about this issue and maybe find some solutions on how to fix this issue?
Well, I definitely want to be the voice so people can actually understand the importance of immigration and how it makes us feel.
Okay.
And I guess part of that would, I don't know, maybe like create like a t-shirt or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
A PowerPoint. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So I think the t-shirt is probably a pretty cool idea, right? It can definitely promote the idea. Creating a hashtag maybe
Okay.
would be a really good idea, but who would you present the hashtag to, or who would wear the t-shirt? How would you get knowledge out about this t-shirt?
I would probably wear it myself and maybe get some like my friends or something to advertise and promote it. Maybe like my church members, you know,
that'd be cool.
things of that nature, like because that's people in the community, like
Mhm.
right, like so just make the shirt and just get people to see it, and if different people see it, they may want it or like see the awareness or the importance of it.
Mhm. That could be fairly decent. You mentioned something about a PowerPoint. What about a PowerPoint? How would that be used?
Well, I was just thinking because like I can just show maybe like different pictures or different graphics or different facts like concerning the
Facts.
importance, of it and why immigration is so important or why the discrimination has been so heavy, for us or something like that.
So who would you present that PowerPoint to if a PowerPoint existed?
I don't know. Ms. McCoco was saying something about an exhibition that we have to do.
Okay.
So I was just actually thinking about like having that PowerPoint to present like to the parents and teachers and scholars that actually come to that exhibition.
Yeah, that would be a really good idea. Do you envision yourself being the one that presents this personal project?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you would kind of present the PowerPoint to those who showed up.
Yes.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Another thought would be is maybe you're not necessarily presenting, but what if you got some people with an uplift who do know a lot about immigration to come and
Okay.
present to the families at Mighty about the immigration and immigration laws and how that may or may not affect students or the scholars or the families that come to Mighty.
Okay. I'll write that down. You said get people within uplift?
Yeah, so we have a whole CMO, a Central Management Operations unit kind of at Mighty that has a lot of important people that do a lot of things. And we definitely have specialists on immigration reform and what that looks like for the type of demographics we support here. And like I can do a little bit of research and find out who that person would be for you.
Okay.
If you
Thank
did
you.
the heavy lifting and contacted them and said, hey, I'm doing this personal project, it would be awesome if you could come out and talk to our school community, concerned parents and scholars about what this means for us and just have an informational session going.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Very cool. So, I think that is enough for this first meeting.
Okay.
We got some questions answered. I think we kind of have a vision of going forward on resources that you need to collect, people you can contact, maybe have an endpoint for what the actual project is going to be and the impact
Okay.
it's going to have. So, what I would like to do with you now is to set up a next time that we can meet together. So this is September 18th, and so we want to meet again within a month. So when is a good day for you to meet?
Well, Ms. McCoco says that we have to do it in the mornings before school during our lunch or after school. So it's pretty much, I guess your schedule, which works
Yeah.
better.
Let me see. So I have open October 16th. I think that's a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and I could do during lunch if you could do during lunch.
Okay.
Does that
Yes.
sound good?
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna write down here October 16th is our next meeting, and then what I'm gonna also do is sign that we had this meeting today under September. And then I think you were required to sign this paper too, stating that we met.
And then I'm also supposed to fill in what we talked about, but I can do that.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Write down what we talked about for sure. Any other comments or questions or concerns or issues about kind of this project and what we're doing and where we're going?
No, you've been a great help.
Awesome. Well, great. Yeah. Glad to help out. It's good to see you. And we'll meet next time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Andrews, for
Awesome.
all your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.